We've got another question asking us to complete the text, so we will read at the end, and we see that LF et al. Observed activity only in anterior genes across PM's entire body and some posterior genes limited to the edges. So we're going to focus on that, and we want to highlight things pertaining to these anterior genes and posterior genes. So, the morphological novelty of echinoderms, marine invertebrates with radial symmetry, usually star-like around a central point, impedes comparison with most other animals, in which bilateral symmetry on an anterior-posterior head-to-tail axis through a trunk is typical. Particularly puzzling are sea stars, thought to have evolved a headless layout from a known bilateral origin. Applying genomic knowledge of SK acorn worms, close relatives of sea stars, and thus expected to have similar markers for corresponding anatomical regions to the body patterning genes of PM, sea stars. Okay, so we are looking at the sea stars pattern. They observed activity only in anterior genes. So we know that anterior is the head, and some posterior genes that are the tail, but it's usually through a trunk. So I'm going to just highlight that in pink. And again, this is really quite dense, obscure content, but we got to go to the answer choices, finding something focusing on this anterior posterior trunk issue. So starting with choice A, despite the greater prevalence of anterior genes in sea stars' genetic makeup, well, that's the PM sea stars, posterior genes active at the body's perimeter are primarily responsible. Well, no, they're not primarily responsible for anything, and they're only in the anterior genes and some posterior genes. So this primarily is going to be extreme. We can eliminate A for that reason. Choice B, contrary to the belief that they evolved from early ancestors with the bilateral form typical of many other animals, sea stars instead originated with an atypical body layout that was neither bilaterally nor radially symmetrical. No, it is radially. I mean, that's not it, because they are a sea star. So B is out for that reason, and we'll just highlight radial symmetry there, or radially symmetrical. Choice C, although the two species are closely related, there's only minimal correspondence in the genetic markers for head, tail, and trunk region development in sea stars and acorn worms. We're not concerned with the acorn worms at this point, so we can eliminate choice C for that reason. Rather than undergoing changes resulting in the eventual elimination of a head region in their radial body plan, as previously assumed, sea stars' morphology evolved to completely lack a trunk and consist primarily of a head region. Well, that's it, because the head is where they've got the edges. The edges are the head, and again, rather, dense content, but D is the correct answer, and if you focus on those details carefully, you hopefully can reach it. Now